Nora, you have the best
Oh,
clap.
are we already recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, I need to pull shit up. Give me a second. Okay. I have no idea how to do this. Okay. Hey everyone. My name is. That's what you told me to do.
No, you have to tell me to clap, and then we'll clap, and then you can.
No, but you've already clapped. We can just
No,
like.
I just
Okay, but you
clap
have
again.
like a 10-minute, like 10-second gap in between. You're like.
It doesn't matter because once we sync it, then we can
Yeah,
put it at
yeah.
the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So hey,
Wait, hold on. Let me chew.
what did we do last time? Like name, major, sexuality, number of relationships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, have you already filmed an episode of this?
Yeah.
We did dating part 1. This is dating part 2.
Dating part
yeah.
2.
Where can I see dating part 1?
It's not gonna be out for a while because I'm editing it. That's not gonna happen.
Oh.
Bro.
I'm buying that.
All right.
Okay, so welcome back to the pod. This is dating part 2. My name is Paul, and I'll be your host today. So let's go around and introduce ourselves. I already said I'm Paul. I'm an MCDV major. What else? I'm straight, and I have been in 0 relationships.
You were an SMTB major?
MCDV major.
What is that?
It's something biology major.
Molecular cellular developmental biology.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Patty.
You call her
Patty? Who's
Patty is
Patty?
crazy.
Which one? Patty, Patricia?
Doesn't matter.
You go by Patty? I've never heard anyone.
I don't mind.
All right. Well, Patty, introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. My name is Patricia. I am a 4th year computational and systems biology major. I'm also straight, and I've been in a 1.5 relationship.
Okay, I'll go. I'm Kylie. I am a 3rd year MCDB major like Paul. And I'm straight and been in no relationships.
You want to emphasize that Kiley was actually on the scene of our last dating podcast episode, but there wasn't a seat for her, so she had to watch from the
Yeah.
producer's point of view.
So if you saw me make a face at the camera, it was actually I was looking at Kylie. Hi, my name is Nora. I'm a 1st year human biology and society major, and I'm straight, and I've also been in 0 relationships. Oh, special guest.
Yes, special guest.
And hi, everyone.
Returning guest if you watch my podcast.
Don't plug your content.
My name is Marcelo. I am in the education grad program with Ethan, and I'm gay, and that's it, right?
Well, we're gonna touch on that later because we had a discussion about labels.
Oh,
But
sure.
yes, yeah, but
yes.
What
yeah.
number?
Oh, I've been in 1.5 relationships.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, oh my god, we're all 1.5. Okay. My name is Ethan.
Or 0.
I'm an education major. I'm straight, and I've been in 1.5 relationships as well.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yay.
I'd love to know what these half
There's a
relationships
0.5
mean
for
to
each of us
everybody.
at the table. It's been 0.
Okay, so
You wouldn't want them.
Definitely not.
I guess the first topic. Do you guys prefer to date someone within your own culture or someone outside?
I can start. I've dated 2 people, or 1.5, but 2 people, and then one of them was half white, half Japanese, but her culture was very like I would say American or white. She had been in America for multiple generations, and then the other one was an international student from Indonesia, straight from Indonesia. And I would say both of those relationships, I encountered cultural barriers where as a second generation Asian American, I have both components, but I feel like there was one relationship that was too American for me, and there was one that was too international for me. So I would say I think I do prefer to date, maybe not so much within my own culture, meaning another Taiwanese person, but I think another second generation Asian American. I feel like our experiences would align very well. But then again, I also haven't dated a second generation Asian American, so.
Well, can you elaborate more on what barriers specifically?
Yeah. So okay, I'm just airing out everybody. Okay, so with the international girl, the one from Indonesia, she was from a very well-off family, and there were barriers between what our expectations for life would be. She didn't want to take the bus. she was like opposed to taking the bus. She was like opposed to just a lot of things that I would consider like normal for an American to do. And then there was also the fact that all of her friends were the other Indonesian international students, and they would talk to each other in Indonesian. So it was really awkward. We celebrated her birthday together, but it was just me standing in the corner, and then everybody like speaking in Indonesian, having fun and hanging out together. And then I was like, and we had a lot of conflict over that because I was like, can you make friends with like American people who speak English? Because like I can't interact with them as much as
That's
I.
kind of a bad thing to have.
No, you should.
You can like phrase it better.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't phrase it like that, but like that was my intention with that. And then with the like half white, half Japanese girl, I feel like it was like the opposite to where like I've never felt very Asian in my life, but I feel like in that relationship I felt like very like Asian.
Because of dating someone who's half white?
But her culture was kind of, I would say like 95% white. You know what I mean? Like she didn't know how to speak Japanese at all. Like she wasn't that connected to her Japanese culture side. And like I don't fault her for that because she's been in America for like multiple generations, right? Even her grandparents like speak English and like don't really speak Japanese. But at the same time, it just made it like difficult in the other sense to where like, I don't really know how to describe it, but like I didn't like connect with her in the way that I expect, I guess. Yeah. So
I see.
both sides cultural barriers. So I think for me to answer your question, Paul, it would be like another second generation Asian American, just because I feel like a lot of Asian Americans share the same cultural experiences regardless of exactly what ethnicity they are.
And I would love to hear from you guys too, but like when you say cultural barriers, does that mean like what is the cultural aspect of that barrier? Is it like some kind of value that like the other person is kind of like intersecting on and doesn't really agree with, that you would say is more general than just you and valued by your family and more than them?
I think like the most obvious way that I can describe it is like a language barrier. For instance, like like even with it's like her English is not like fantastic. So and like my Chinese is not like fantastic either. So like it just makes it difficult to like communicate. Not that I was in a relationship with, but so like if you generalize this like language barrier to like a larger cultural thing, there's like cultural differences to where like it makes the experience like incongruent per se.
I think I can see what you mean. Like not from me, but my friends. They like one of my friends. She's also Asian from Taiwan, and she dated a white boyfriend before for almost a year. And she said one of the major reasons that they broke up was because she is very like aligned with her Taiwanese culture. So whenever she saw like memes, she wants to share with her like significant partner, but he could not understand obviously. And then like she would want him to like try to learn Chinese, but obviously like Rome is not built in the instant. But anyways, so it's just like kind of hard. So like she doesn't feel that connected. And then I also have some friends who like want to choose partners who at least can speak in the same language fluently.
So like my example would just be like the language barrier, but like generalize that to like a type of cultural barrier.
Makes sense.
That's huge.
I want to ask a question. Would you guys say it's fine to, I guess, compromise on like your culture in a relationship with another person?
What do you mean compromise?
Do you have a specific example?
Like for example, like with your example of not being able to understand Indonesian, like to what extent should, I guess, your partner have spoken more in English with her friends, and to what extent should you have, I guess, tried harder to learn Indonesian or something?
Anybody else have a response? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I'll think about that. But while I'm thinking, somebody else can.
I mean, I think it depends on people to people. Someone's culture can be self-resonant to different extents to different individuals. Like for instance, what I would identify as like I'm Peruvian and I was born in Peru and I carry some of that culture here. Would I say that I am like the biggest, like I have a Peruvian flag in my door? No, and neither are my parents like that.
My roommate had an Indonesian flag in our dorm.
so like there are, and I guess it's just like one physical manifestation of a possible value, but like there are different values that like I definitely wouldn't compromise, and maybe I would attribute to being cultural. Like I value a strong connection to family, and communication for me is a very big thing. When I have a significant other, I really want them to be able to advocate for themselves and to be able to talk to the people who are close to my life. So maybe cultural, and that's something, but in the end, I think it just boils down to me as like something that I value, and whether it's cultural or just developmental.
Yeah, I think culture is very deeply tied into people's values. So in the same way that you wouldn't really want to ask your partner to compromise on their values, you would want to share those values, right? So it's not about making somebody give up their culture, and just trying to share that with each other, and hopefully you guys would agree.
I would say though that it depends on how you define culture, right? Because there's things like family culture, and there's things like individual culture, right? Which are not like these broad like Taiwanese or Asian, right? But like, and you're never gonna find somebody who fits like your exact culture if you define it in that sense. And I think there's always some compromise. Every relationship is all about like, you know, give and take. Yeah, I used to have this joke that I will not repeat, but it was something about giving and taking.
I mean,
You
go
can-
ahead.
Yeah, you can say it in
Edit
color,
it out.
yeah.
You can edit it out in post.
Alright, sorry for whoever has to edit this episode, but you know, like we'd always be like, yeah, like relationship is about like it's compromise, you know, it's about give and take, you know, I give this take and you take it.
What? Oh my god.
That's not that bad.
Anyways, but yeah, like every relationship is about compromise, and to some extent, you're always gonna have to compromise. So I don't even think it's about like whether you should compromise or not, but it's about what you compromise. And I think to that extent, it's just about the values that are most important or salient to you, right? Like I value.
And those change over time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they can even
absolutely.
change while you're still dating that person.
Yeah. But because I was thinking about like something small that I value. Like I value fuel efficiency in a car, right? Like I really like my dream car is a Prius. But if my partner really wants like a Lexus or like I'm gonna compromise that, right? Like that's not a big deal to me. But there are some other things that I wouldn't compromise, like. I can't think of anything right now, but you get the
Like if your partner wants to live with her family after you guys get married.
Oh, that was another thing. Yeah, she wanted to move back to Indonesia, and I think that was ultimately the reason why we broke up, because I was like, I can't go back to Indonesia with you. She wasn't down to stay in America. So yeah,
But you would have been so rich.
Yeah, I would have been rich because like she was like.
You could have been like a private English tutor. Yeah.
No, like the goal is
What's her
you.
Insta?
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, her house was nice. Like she FaceTimed me while she was in her house. Like, dude, that place was like a mansion, like an actual mansion. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, I think like as we're talking about it, I think there should be some distinction being made between like instrumental values and like ultimate like core values. Like an instrumental value I would say like is totally like, oh, you value having fuel efficiency in your car. Like I think there's a greater value that's like probably behind that. And those are probably the values that I would say maybe tie into like a lot of culture and like are the more non-compromising ones.
The instrumental ones, you said?
The ultimate ones.
The ultimate ones,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys thought about because you guys haven't dated yet? Have you guys thought about like culture in your relationships? Because I feel like it might be different, like for those who have experienced it and those who haven't.
I guess for me, like I haven't dated anyone, but I guess just meeting people, you really get impressed upon like the depth of the cultural differences between individuals, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Even within the same ethnicity?
Even within the same ethnicity? I would say within the same ethnicity a little less.
Okay.
Like for example, I think I share very similar values with my Taiwanese American friends, even though I'm Chinese American. And
Do you value democracy? I'm just kidding.
democracy? No. Hey, like I don't think I'm gonna. Well, like I pretty God, I'm not gonna have to edit this. But like,
You might have to.
You have to.
Really?
It's your episode.
Right?
when did we make that rule?
Oh,
Okay, whatever.
Okay,
let's-
cut.
Let's get back to the topic, right? It's just like I guess for me, like I don't want to like generalize this, but I'm from like a very, very, very academically oriented family, and like it's shocking to like encounter someone. It was at least initially a little shocking for me to encounter someone who was like a B. Oh, that's pretty good, you know, like. Because, like, for me, I guess getting a B was basically like, oh, death sentence, world falls, like, apart, and, like, the sky crumbles above you. And so, like, to, like, encounter someone, like, who's like that is, like, strange a little. And in terms of dating, like, could I be in a relationship with that person? Of course. Like, I think ultimately that I am in the wrong. Like, of course the sky's not gonna, like, fall apart if I get, like, a low grade, right? Why am I talking about low grades? This is so, like, whatever. But... I don't know. It's like it's hard to like point out concretely like any cultural differences you notice, but like having met the people I've met here, you do like notice them in an aggregate sense, I guess. And I think like cumulatively, I do like I think I do end up tending to look for someone within like who aligns more closely to like my cultural values.
I don't know. I feel like it's hard to say because I've never dated anybody. Like, what exactly I won't compromise on or what, like, I really dislike. I feel like you have to, be on the field a little bit and, like, know what you absolutely despise. I mean, personally, I know, like, right away, like, important values for me, like, family connections and, like, being able, like, you have to be someone that, like, really respects that for me. And then that, like, I need to be close to my family and want to stay that way. And... I don't know, probably like won't get married if you're like, damn, I want to move to France. Like,
I mean, so like I'm thinking back to, like the whole like living with your parents thing, or like like when your family's old, like a typical Asian thing is, oh, like we don't want to send you to like a nursing home. We're gonna like take care of you in house, and like and my parents have told me explicitly like, I don't want that. I want to like be in a nursing home. Don't like. Like take care of me, and they also told me things like, oh, like if I'm comatose or whatever, like if I'm on life support, like take me off, like just let me die, right? So like I think that's like one area where like I would probably differ from like a traditional like quote unquote, how do you define this, Asian person, and I feel like those would be like, I guess what you're talking about, like instrumental values, because like if that's like a huge value to them and that's something that's super important, but that's not to me. Like you can't compromise, right? Like it's not like I'm gonna have one grandparent live in the house. Like you can't. Yeah. So there are like a lot of things that I realized from dating that you can't compromise, even if you would like to.
Are you guys concerned about? Would you guys be concerned about losing like your ethnic identity in a cross-cultural relationship?
Having been in one, so I the most recent relationship that I was in was maybe like a year. Oh my gosh, now we're 2024.
Speak up.
2 years.
A year and a half ago. And yeah, a year and a half ago, and it was with a Chinese guy who, yeah, we dated for like maybe also a year and a half. Did I ever think that like my ethnic identity would be like forgotten about or muddled? No, I always kind of saw it as like collaborative, like especially dating someone who didn't share, like who brought different experiences to the table. Like I saw them as someone who I could learn from, at least in that regard. In terms of like, let me try to give a specific example. Like, so this person, he really valued, he really liked being with his brother. I mean, I can't say what is cultural in his regard, and I won't claim, but like one thing he valued was spending time with his brother, and his brother was like maybe 10 years older than him. And so we lived together for a couple months, maybe like 4 months. And when I went to go live with him, this was in the place where his brother was also at. So they would like hang out every weekend. And when I went to live with him, it was like, oh, what am I going to do now that you're here on the weekends? I shouldn't just like go and see my brother, because then like you'd just be alone during the weekend. And that was like one, I guess, instrumental value that like we kind of collaboratively worked on how to like find out what was missing from his life, and like to find out what my need was in like not in being alone or whatever during the weekend at this mysterious place, and like figuring out from there. What about you guys?
If anything, I think it made me more aware, and it emphasized my cultural differences. So like it wasn't like, it's not like this melting pot where like, you know, you guys just like become one culture. Although maybe like it's different in a marriage, I don't know. But for me, like I was like hyper aware of my differences because like there would be so many of them, and I would like frequently notice them. So I wasn't worried about losing anything. It was more like, if anything, it was losing the person because we were so different. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's never about my own personal cultural identity being lost.
Okay. I guess let's look at this like a little from like the other side of the equation. I don't know why, I really like math. Okay. So I guess like, what do you guys seek from a relationship? Like, what kind of partner do you guys look for?
I feel like that was something that I talked to my friend yesterday. I was like emotional wise, I feel like I didn't seek that sort of like harmony in my partner just because I feel like my friends are already enough to fulfill my like emotional need. They know like what I'm struggling about. They know like almost like everything, like they can just like successfully make me happier and stuff like that. So like in a partner, like I have a tendency to look for partners who, just like what you said, just like introduce me to like new things or just like make me improve in a certain area. And I think like, yeah, it's just like personal growth, like growing with another person is something I'm seeking in a relationship.
Deep ass answer.
Should give yours.
Should I give mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, okay. So to me, the only thing that differentiates a romantic partner from a friend is, like, I don't mean to be crass, but like sex, right? Like, I feel like there's very little difference between a very close friend of yours and a romantic partner, other than like the physical component to it, right? And because I view that as important or the only difference, then I can say that somebody I look for, it has to be like physically attractive, right? and I think I'm willing to compromise on a lot of not the cultural stuff, but like I'm willing to compromise on a few things if they're above certain not to quantify attractiveness and not to like put people on like, you know, scales or whatever, but yeah, like, you know, like if they're more attractive, I'm willing to compromise more and more things.
This is literally she's a 10, but this is literally that debate, basically.
But like, you know, like I've solicited responses about like, and I've had people tell me like, no, like it's not just about like the physical component. That's not the only thing that like differentiates a relationship from a friendship. But like to me, like I'm not fully convinced by their arguments. So no offense, Marcelo, but yeah, but yeah.
I guess from my experience, like, maybe it could have been also like growing up gay. Of course, my identity wasn't fully salient as gay for a big portion of my life, but when it started becoming more salient, something that maybe might have been internalized somewhere along the line was like, I know numerically, statistically, there are far fewer gay people, or I should just say like LGBTQ identifying people.
2S. LGBTQ 2S.
LGBTQ 2S?
Yeah, Two-Spirit.
Two-Spirit?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like a Native American thing where like you're neither male or female, but you're both.
Oh.
Two spirits living in one body. But anyways, LGBTQ 2S plus.
For sure. That.
IA. I forgot IA.
I plus.
Yeah, IA plus.
I mean, there's a reason there's a plus.
Yeah, let's be for
real. You're talking about how the American there's not.
Right. So like somewhere along the lines, maybe it might have been internalized like, I shouldn't be so picky. With like, no, really, like I just like, I'm like maybe physically I don't look for like, maybe it's not my value. Physicality is like not my biggest value. And I think that's founded on like this, like, oh, if I find someone, that's a lucky day on its own. It's someone who also identifies as gay or bi. And then whether there's attraction between us or not, that's like a completely different question. But I try to minimize like the roadblocks in order to maximize potential. Yeah.
And so like you would say that comes out of the fact that like there's just a smaller dating pool to begin with?
At least how it was internalized self. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait, so I think we touched on this last episode, but I was wondering like how you discovered your sexuality as well as like how you find partners. Because I think last time we established like classes or dating apps, so I was wondering if it's the same.
Sure. What was the first question again?
How you discovered it?
How did you discover it?
How did I discover it?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I mean, I can share like from my perspective.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like in my high school before, we used to do this like test. They're like, oh, how straight are you? Something like that.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of my female friends that actually got tested, they turned out to be bi. Yeah, so it's like they discovered it through the test. It's just like, oh, is this accurate? And then they discovered it. Oh, I think I am. Like, yeah. So like, is there anything similar?
And did they like continue to your knowledge identifying in that way?
Yeah. There's just this some like self exploration, and then yeah.
Like,
they
why do you?
figured
But
it
like,
out.
why do you need like a like? Is it really like?
No,
like,
because sometimes you couldn't really like distinguish whether you just like rely on this person a lot or whether you have feelings for this person, if that makes sense.
Oh, are you talking
Especially
about it
to like a like a same sex person from the beginning.
Are you talking about it from like a
It's just-
emotional standpoint? Because I'm thinking like physical, like I'd be like, oh, like this person's attractive, and like I can distinguish that pretty easily, like one glance, and I have my answer. I don't know.
Okay, but
It's
I
more
mean to be fair, like
complicated
I
than
had a
that.
phase when I really like K-pop idols,
Uh-huh.
specifically the female idols.
Yeah.
But I don't. I think they're attractive. Like I think they're like the role model. So I don't see them as like physically like I'm not physically attracted. if
But yeah,
that
well then
makes
you're not
sense.
physically attractive, like right?
Yeah.
You're
There's
identifying
like
that.
there's
though.
like a line.
I
Like
see.
how do you like define that line?
I see.
Was my question.
Marcelo?
I don't know why I define that line. Jesus Christ.
Oh, also, shout out to Monty did not swear because she edited out each swear word. Out of
Oh,
that,
for sure.
yeah.
I'd say some of them is a little. They used to say it every 5 seconds.
It's like seasoning, you know. Like a little is fine.
Yeah.
Too much
yeah.
is yeah.
Man, I mean, for me, it was like a process. It also took like hella long time.
Hell is a bad word.
No, that's good.
And like maybe I know the first time I came out to someone was in high school. But how did I it's very complicated. I went to an all guy high school.
Was Bellarmine all guys?
Yeah. I was in the Bay Area. Maybe there's like something to say about like being in a formative amount of years and not being around girls. Because in middle school I did date girls, and going into high school I also dated a girl who I thought was just the coolest person ever. And had I not moved away from my public school system to a private school, we would have continued dating. But honestly, I just think there's more instances where I would like just find more like of the there's like a I don't want to say like a butterfly feeling or like you just get a certain sensation when you see someone and you're like, oh, there's like compatibility. It's not just like, oh, you're attractive. I feel like you can say someone's attractive to anyone. But I think I started finding potential compatibility with people in college, and I was like,
thinking
ooh,
deeper.
yes,
Like, okay.
yeah. That also included physical stuff too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then, so I asked you earlier, like do you identify as like fully gay, and you want to share what you said about like labels and things like that?
Oh, sure. I was mentioning with Ethan earlier. I think labels like gay and straight. Well, at least like the way I use my label as gay, it's really just like a simplistic model. Like in the end, sometimes I come out as gay just so that like someone, like for instance, if I'm at a concert and like I'm trying to befriend someone right next to me and it's a girl, I'll say I'm gay. And sometimes, from my experience, like the conversation will liven up afterwards because they think I'm not hitting on her anymore. And I like that because especially when I'm talking to people, I don't want them to feel like I'm cornering them or some shit like that. Yeah, for me, and like I like being open-minded at least, and it's really about the compatibility. But gay is a nice simple model, and it fits with the data of my own dating patterns.
Yeah. I remember asking him like would you ever, and then like I like the fact that it's not like a closed cut, like I am gay, I will never ever date a woman. Just because I feel like as you said, those models are very
Well,
simple.
what about you guys? Like, you all identified as straight at the beginning of the episode.
What was the question?
Would you ever? like how straight are you? Would you say you're
I would totally date a woman. I would 1,010% date a woman.
Okay. You know what my friend told me? Like
on a scale?
Yeah. Like my friend told me that like the quantification has to be like physical. Like would you ever do like physical stuff with somebody of like the same gender? Because like dating, I feel like it's different from.
Yeah. Oh, I remember like a question that people asked in high school was just like, can you imagine like kissing this person? Because if you can, then you might like be able to date this person.
Really? There are many guys.
I mean that was like in a very like conservative Asian society.
Oh,
like,
sure. Okay,
yeah, it's pretty different here,
yeah.
but.
although Taiwan was the first country to legalize gay marriage.
But didn't they like unlegalize it afterwards?
No, I don't think they
It's still legal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still legal.
But
funny.
that would have been funny. Maybe that was China. China seemed more likely to do that.
I don't even know if it's legal right now in China. To be honest.
No, probably isn't. Is anything?
But I think for myself, so it was never a question whether like I like liked girls in a like physical sense, right? But like I think there was a time when I was like, oh, like do I like men in the same sense that I like women? And I found out I didn't. let's just leave it at that.
Like sometimes I feel like an opportunity arises and like your behavior just says so. Like, oh yeah, this is not something that I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah, like I could probably date and have a good relationship with a woman, but like it would take a lot more effort from both parts to make it work.
What about a mustache?
Wait, but we were going.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll come back to the mustache later.
Sure.
What?
You know what a mustache is?
Oh, you mean a beard?
I always get that mixed up.
What's happening?
Like the cloak, the fact that you're gay, that the thing with that term with yeah.
Sorry, I got it mixed up with the mustache.
Yeah, I was like, what does the mustache have to do with it?
Alright, but we'll let everybody share first.
For me, I guess like doing that thought experiment in my head right now, I couldn't really imagine dating a guy. I don't know, like I think I'm like 90-10 in like favor of women. I don't really know.
I mean, that's still pretty like I would say that's pretty like low in terms of
I
like,
guess.
Yeah. But like so like
you know those like League of Legends cosplays with like Sneaky?
yeah. Okay, so he's really just into feminine men.
Wait, so Paul was a twin?
No, like look. Sneaky. Oh wrong language.
Sneaky Law is this guy whose girlfriend is a cosplayer. So the girlfriend dresses him up like in girl cosplay though. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's
Sneaky from C9?
Yeah, C9.
Look.
That's a man?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
That's
Oh,
incredibly
wow.
convincing.
That
Yeah,
is
that is
really
really
convincing.
That's
all
art.
those are
Yeah,
the different
like-
cosplays.
Like that's
the bungas,
art. Maybe the eyebrows a little thick.
With the
but,
fake
like,
boobs, with the fake boobs too, like everything.
That's a man?
That's him?
Yeah.
That's a man? Where'd he get the tits from? That's crazy.
I don't know.
eBay, no I'm kidding.
Wait, no, that's just some girl cosplaying
No,
Party Caitlyn.
no, it's Sneaky cosplaying as
Wait,
Party
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
We might have, never mind.
okay, but like yeah, so but like to me, that's like just because somebody.
Sorry to stop
like,
thinking there. I'm not
'cause
really in
we are-
it.
yeah,
God, I can't believe I said that on camera.
Because
Well,
like
you're in charge of editing.
One colluded, like,
because we are talking about like appearances, right? Like so the fact that like it's like a guy, not quote unquote guy, but like the fact that it's a male who's dressing up like a female. I think that's different from like a male that appears like a male.
I guess, but like, I don't want to say I'm completely straight. I
Yeah,
guess.
no, that's totally fine. Yeah, but like, like my question was
into like a gender thing, like a male presenting as male. I think that's like a cisgender, cis male, right?
cis.
That's what cis male stands for.
But
Yeah.
but a feminine guy can
Totally
still be
wrong.
cis,
Oh, you're right.
right?
No, you're
Yeah,
so right.
like
You're so
it's
right.
not just like yeah.
Excuse my ignorance.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You guys?
You want to go in a circle?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Would you date
Just
a
like, do you feel
woman?
like you're 100% straight?
That's what the question shifted toward.
Okay, I was
But
like,
the-
what?
What was it originally?
Sorry. we can go back to the top.
I forgot actually.
Okay.
Okay.
We can just move on to a new topic.
Okay, that's what Paul and I shared, and then we'll never know for Nora, Kiley, and Patricia.
I said at the top, I said I would have. That's what
I mean, we kind of talked about it last
episode.
episode, so if you want more information.
Okay.
Check that out.
Okay, I guess like have your parents ever meddled in your love life?
Oh, interesting.
Meddled by like, what do you mean by meddled?
Kyle, you seem like you have some.
Or like interfered in
Uh.
any way? Tried to like set you up with someone, oh go meet this girl, go meet this guy, etc. You know?
My parents like are very convinced that I have a secret boyfriend, but I do not.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm like the most single person ever. Like, oh, why do you think I have a boyfriend? That's
So do you like play it on, or what's the like?
Once my dad told me not to date until I'm 30.
Oh.
He was like, you shouldn't get into any single relationship until you're above 30.
Wow.
Wow.
That's the only thing he ever said, but obviously, like,
I guess like what are your parents' like general attitudes towards dating? Towards like you dating?
Kylie?
Yeah, sure, I could speak. So my parents are very open to it. They're like, they always ask, do you have a boyfriend? You know, do you have a crush? Whatever. But I think like, I know I also tell them about like what's going on in my life, but I think I don't really prioritize romance or like dating. So whenever like that situation comes up, I'm always like, I don't really see that person in that sense. And then they're like, oh, why not just try dating for fun? And I'm
Dang,
like,
your parents tell you that?
yeah. I'm like, I don't see the point of wasting my time with someone that I don't think I'm gonna like go further along with, you know? So, yeah.
Sigma male mindset.
What affects your that value of like not prioritizing finding romance? I think you said, or finding a relationship. One of those two.
I think it's like because I'm very independent and like career oriented, so I tend to like think that like I'd want to focus on working towards what my goals are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if I don't see a point of continuing a relationship, then that's just like time wasted, you know? Like I don't see the point of like casually dating, you know? So okay.
In comparison to seriously dating.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather to like go straight to serious, you know.
Okay, but how do you know what you like if you don't like casually date and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna like seriously date this person, but like I feel like you're missing out on like finding what you like actually value.
Well, that's the point of communication and spending time with them.
But-
Like,
Yeah.
No, but I feel like you
Yeah.
like even if you like talk to them, it's very different from actions, and I feel like you learn a lot more through somebody's actions than what they tell you.
that's
Right.
also
Yeah,
what
that's-
people do in
that's-
relationships.
yeah.
You learn
But-
from what you guys go through together. Yeah?
No, I can see your point, but I think her point is that like she just can't date someone who she just like barely have interest.
Yeah.
Like her like threshold is just high. No, not like high, but it's just like
For interest?
it's just like I can like relate as well. It's just like why would you want to spend time on people who you don't feel like investing? You know, time
I
is
just have
valuable.
different priorities.
Yeah.
I get that.
Like if you feel
Yeah.
like being with this person is not gonna like help your life in any way, like
Yeah.
why bother?
I
Yeah.
see.
I also feel like that may be a thought that's more common in women than it is in
Yeah.
guys, because
Yeah.
I think a lot of female friendships are really like emotionally fulfilling that are
Yeah.
almost like relationships in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. Like a lot of my
Kinda shallow.
friends like that are like really
It's kinda
close.
shallow.
It's like practically like having a girlfriend in a way. Like I've like yeah, I don't know. Like so it's like
And how would you say that like intersects, like for your personal own gay dating experience, like?
Well, I've felt personally like the responsibility of having to, if I want to date, I need to go out on apps and meet people. Like if I had my preference, it would also be like, I would date the from the pool of people who are around me and who I have some already vested interest in, knowledge about, interests with, etc. But for most of my life, like since college especially, like I've been on dating apps and like trying to find potential partners through there.
And you feel like it's nicer because everyone there is gay and everybody there is looking for.
It has its ups and downs. Like I think the positive is you go into a date knowing that you're both physically attracted to each other, at least to some extent. But the negative is, you don't have anything to bond over. Like it's its own game to like learn how to talk and learn to do. And I guess it transfers over to good social skills, but like it's exhausting.
I think for me, it's partly because I think I became more of an introvert. So I feel like I only have a certain amount of social battery. So I'm like, sometimes I do not have the energy to deal with interacting with someone I don't really know. Yeah.
I think for me, my parents have like actively discouraged me from dating. Not in like a like super negative way, but it's just like my parents don't know about the 0.5 relationship because it was a 0.5 relationship, and my parents didn't meet my like ex until like 4 or 5 months after we started dating.
Is your 0.5 the Japanese girl or the Indonesian girl?
The 0.5 was the half white, half Japanese girl.
Oh,
and I counted as 0.5 because we dated exclusively online, meaning we met in class on Zoom. And she canvas messaged me because she didn't have my number. she's like, hey, you want to add my Discord?
That's crazy. She Zoom DM'd you?
No, not through Zoom, through Canvas. And then so I added her.
My professor sent me something. Oh, it's a random girl. That's crazy.
Oh my grade. Oh, who the hell?
So I added her on Discord, and I feel like part of it was like she was the first person that like expressed interest in me. So like she was like clearly into me. And so I was like, oh, somebody likes me. Let's so I think I just felt that attachment back. And then I think 2 or 3 months into it, I was like, I don't even like this person. I just like the fact that she likes me. And so that was a really difficult conversation because she was really invested in me, but I wasn't really invested in her. Which is why I counted as half because technically we did date, but I think it was more one-sided and it was more exploration for me, which is what I was saying with how that's how I discovered it. Some preferences for me. But anyways, going back to
Wait, Kyle, I have a question. Since you really believe in seriously dating, would you tell your parents right away if you found a partner because that's immediately a serious relationship for you, or how long is your waiting period?
That's a good question.
Did your parents encourage serious
dating?
Yeah,
especially because they encourage the dating, right?
I mean, it's just they just encourage the general subject, not
so casual.
No. Just dating in general, not casual or serious.
But I think for me, it'd probably be at least 2 months. Yeah, because I told my sister, so it's a substitute, kind of. So it's I don't think I feel need to. Yeah. I don't feel a need to to tell my parents everything right away.
Yeah, for me, it had to be super serious before I told my parents, which is why I waited 5 months, and then when they met her, they liked her. So they didn't like the fact that I was in a relationship, but they liked her as a person. She's so they were okay with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I would want to be serious about somebody before I
I think I would wait until it's exclusive at the very least. Yeah.
I was telling you earlier with my Chinese boyfriend, I also met his parents, and I got the same impression that they just did not like that he was dating. Period. Yeah. Also, the fact that I was a guy probably didn't help. And then Ethan was like, "No, but you didn't consider that you're Peruvian, so maybe they just hated your race." And I was like,
"No, I'm dead ass."
I guess so, but maybe there were a priority list of hates from their end. And maybe it just didn't get there.
That's something I'm scared of. My grandparents are very important to me, but they're a bit picky when it comes to race in a bad way.
I guess to segue a little, how much does your family have would your family have strong opinions on your choice of person to date, and how much would you take into account those opinions?
That's a good question.
Okay, I can speak first. I feel my parents would prefer someone who speaks Mandarin just because they are not the most fluent in English. And as of now, I'm still young, so I don't really mind. It's just growing up in Asia, I do have a preference to date Asian men just because I feel like in Taiwan, 99% of the people there are Asian. There's not too much cultural diversity. So I just guess like I feel more comfortable surrounding in like my comfort zone. Yeah, but like if I'm actually like considering marriage, I will probably still take into account my parents' point of view. So yeah, just someone who speaks Mandarin.
But is that a parental value or a personal value?
Parental. Yeah. I mean,
That you
personally, I
agree
don't
with?
mind any
Okay.
Asian. No, it's just I don't want something because I feel like if you're becoming a family, like the bigger familial connection is also important.
Yeah.
So I don't want my partner to not be able to communicate with my parents.
Yeah. I feel like I believe in that kind of Asian belief that marriage is like a blend of families as well. Like you are uniting two like family groups. So I would love if my spouse was liked by my family. Like if I like brought somebody over and they were like, I hate this guy, I think I'd be like, well, I think it's time for me to assess because there's clearly something I'm not seeing because
Yeah.
people wear rose tinted glasses, right?
But like, what about like my parents have definitely expressed that they don't want me dating certain ethnicities and that they would dislike that. So like the fact that they just don't like that person for their ethnicity. Like,
yeah, I know there's like advice to like distinguish against. Like, okay, maybe you should cut this Paul in advance for my parents don't like Korean men. My parents firmly believe that all Korean men are wife beaters.
Oh.
Because they have a personal experience with a friend of theirs that married a Korean man and she literally got beat by him like every day. And they were like, you can never marry a Korean. No, when I got into K-pop, they were like, I know that you like these Korean boys, but you can't marry a Korean man. And I was like, I'm not gonna marry a Korean man. Okay, like it's BTS. Jungkook doesn't know I exist. It's okay, mom. But like I brought over like a Korean guy, right, and said like they're in love, and they were like, he's Korean though, and I'd be like, yeah, but that's. I can understand that that's a personal bias that you guys hold. So I think I would be able to distinguish. Like,
yeah, I think my parents, like, most of it is like racial bias. I don't think they have very, very many like, because I would say that like the people that I like are not like, I don't know what word to use. That like I was gonna use the word crazy, but like just like in general, like I feel like my values align with my parents so far that like if I brought somebody home, their personality would like be fine, with my parents. But like but my parents definitely have like some ethnicities that they just do not like, and I feel like, I don't know. That's really tough because like, it's like how Kobe Bryant, like Kobe Bryant married Vanessa Bryant, and his dad hated that. So like when he won the championship and there's like that iconic image of him crying over that trophy. It's because his dad wasn't there for his championship, because his dad hated Vanessa Bryant. And so I'm like, would I want to lose my relationship with my parents over like my wife? It's like, I don't know.
that's what happened to my dad.
Yeah.
My parents had they knew each other for 3 months and ran off to Vegas and got married when they were 21.
That's real.
No, my parents were very young and my grandparents didn't know my father got married until their tax forms came in that year. And they were like, hey, why aren't you on the phone anymore? And he was like, yeah, I got married. And they were like, we hate this woman, what is this? Like, this is insane. And my dad was like, then we don't have a relationship. And then my mom was the one that was like, you can't do that. You're having a relationship. You can't do that. But like my parents were literally like the shotgun wedding people. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
I just don't know like how serious my parents are. Like would they actually like cut me off like for the rest of my life? Probably not. But like
Without any say from you.
yeah, like if it was one of the ethnicities that they specifically have been telling me since middle school not to date. Yeah, like I feel like it would be. I feel like they would come to terms, but it would take a long time. Like I don't.
Do you think your parents might be pickier with who you date because of your gender?
I think it might more so be the fact that like my sister has never expressed romantic interest in anything or anybody, and so like I think there's like this like.
Selective pressure on you.
Yeah. No, honestly, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like I am the one who is gonna like, who wants to like get married and like have kids, right? So like, and like my sister has no interest in that, right? So it's just like, there is something to be said about the fact that like
I think my parents care more about my partner because like I'm a girl, so then like I'm like subject like like domestic abuse rates, like stuff like that. Like I feel like they would have more scrutiny on my partner than like my brother.
Yeah, she's like a pro fencer.
No.
Really? Teach me, please. I would love to
Really?
learn, yes.
I charge. I'm kidding. No, I work with children. Sorry. No, actually, I used to teach adults too. I taught adult classes.
Oh, sign me up, please.
No, but fencing is different because like it's like a pokey poke.
Yeah, but like I do think my parents and like family members have more scrutiny over who I would end up dating. Like they've never really like my brother has had like multiple relationships and like he'll like bring the girl and they'll be like, yeah, she's like, oh, you like her? Oh, she's pretty cute. Good for you. Okay, have fun, bye. I mean, they like were like, oh, she's smart. Oh, she's too good for you. Like, like little comments like that sometimes. Like my brother's current girlfriend, like they're like, damn, she's dating you? That's crazy. But like, they don't really care. But I feel like if I brought home something, they'd be like, I think you should really assess that. Like, let's have a family meeting.
How about you, Paul?
I think like the thing with my family in general is that they have very schizophrenic attitudes towards like they just have their opinions very widely in terms of time and their like mood essentially.
Oh.
Like I think with my grandparents.
That's not schizophrenic.
Okay, I'm gonna stick this
Bipolar.
No, I'm gonna stick this in just so like maybe I can cut it out later if I want to. But like I remember once in China, I was on a bus, right? And there was a black person, and my grandma like pointed to him, and she was like, "Paul, don't associate with those kinds of people."
Oh, that's my grandmother too. My first ever friend I brought home was black, and my grandmother went, Hayden. I was like, yeah, I can see that. I can tell.
It's
My
crazy.
grandparents are still like that.
Yeah. But then like the other day, I was just calling her, right? And I was like telling her like all my friends, and she was like, "Oh, like where are they from?" And I was like, "Oh, Cuba, blah 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 blah." And then like and she was like, "Oh, it's wonderful you're like making friends with such a diverse group of people." I was like, "Okay, that's a very like like why shift in opinion, right?"
No, but friends is different from like relationship.
Friends. Well, that was just a random like person on the pod.
Yeah, but she said associate with. Association applies like friendship.
Right.
Like she just like don't want you to be a coworker, don't want you to like know like. Yeah.
I think they have said stuff about like me, like, oh, I should like bring home a Chinese girl to preserve her culture or whatever. But like, it's hard to like gauge their like real opinions on stuff, right? Because once you actually like do bring home a person of an like ethnicity they don't particularly like, it's like, well, I do think that they really really love me, right? And I do think that they would respect my choice of partner. But like at
That's
the same
really
time,
alone,
yeah, it's hard to like predict that interaction between like their love for me and their like prejudices and biases, I guess. Regarding my parents, yeah, it's kind of the same deal. I think my parents like do exert a little more effort to be more open-minded and progressive, but it's like the same situation where it's hard to like predict how they would react. But like whether as to whether I would care about their opinion, I guess like again, I mean I'm editing this just so I have this in there. Of course, Mom, like I would like defer 100% to like whatever you want me to do. But realistically, no, like I don't care.
Wait, okay. So since we mentioned before that you're not 100% straight, if you brought home a man to your family, how do you think they'd feel?
Oh, actually, I have an anecdote about this. So we were sitting at the dinner table, right? And we were talking about like politics for some reason. And my dad was like, "Oh, UCLA is a very liberal school. There's many proponents of gay rights." And my mom was like, "Oh my God, that's crazy. Paul, do you support gay rights?" And I was like, "Yeah, Mom." And she was like, "Oh!" and then she like turned to my dad and she was like, "Fix him."
Okay, my parents thought my brother was gay for like most of his life. So they were like, when he brought home a girl, they were like, woman, like, okay, wait, are you sure you're straight? And they were like, we accept you anyway you are.
Yeah. I mean, so like they have very like, I don't know, it's hard to say, right? Because like I don't like remember, I don't know if I'm like just making shit up, but like I do think that she was once like, "Oh, I love you, like whoever you are." And it's like, I think if I like did bring home a guy, like this is just the nature of my parents, and I think my dad especially, like if I do anything, like they will freak out. Like I think I was like telling my dad, "Oh, I'm gonna try and go for like a medical assistant job or whatever." He was like, "Oh, why would you want to do that?" Like it's literally, they need time to like soak with like what I propose to them. I guess.
That's my grandmother.
Yeah.
She freaks out for every decision.
But like, I don't know. Like, I guess for me it would be a little bit of a moot question because I just wouldn't really like take their opinion into account. I'm a little bit like stubborn and recalcitrant in that way. Like, okay, they'll
You guys say
like
Read the dictionary.
recalcitrant.
but like I mean they will like there will be consequences, but like just that they're like going to impose them makes me want to like fuck off even more, you know? Like
I'm so with you there, yeah.
yeah, like if if they like cut me off or whatever. It just makes me like even like more like stubbornly like entrenched into my position.
Okay, I have a like anecdote about this. Like my cousin, who lives in Taiwan, ran away from home to live with her boyfriend, who's like a heavily tattooed construction worker. She dropped out of culinary school because
These all sound like red flags. Like any parent would be against this.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So to what extent is it like oh I want to do what I want to do, and to what extent is like oh maybe my parents have my best intentions in mind and they want me to run away with like this heavily tattooed construction worker who's like like.
I mean, Ethan, there's a line. Like
Yeah.
there are some. That's not a gray line. That's like a red line.
I feel like my parents are less likely to judge for superficial reasons because they're like the crazy people that had a young, like, long marriage and just went for it. Or they've been together 20 years, so they believe that you can like meet somebody and have that and feel affirmed in that decision and like have it be like a real thing that lasts. And like my mom has a tattoo, my dad used to have like piercings all over his ear and like bleached hair and whatever, so they're like care less about like physical appearances and stuff. So I feel like I can count on them to like have a non-crazy biased opinion, unless you're a Korean man. Like, which I think is like the weirdest racial bias in the world, low-key. But
no, like my parents have these crazy things like Japanese people like occupy Taiwan, so like no Japanese people are like
Oh yeah, no, my grandpa.
my grandma was like that too.
My grandpa watches the TV around like the Saikoku Islands, 钓鱼岛. Like, yeah, no, it's crazy. He's like, oh, those Japanese people.
Oh, I know a girl who's Korean. Her mom won't let her shop at Uniqlo because she's like, we can't support the Japanese. They took over Korea. We can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't go home.
It's just like a lot of things like that. And like I don't know. You can edit this out if you want, but like I feel like my parents have like these very like generic racial understandings of people, but they're like. Yeah, like you can date like a Mexican person, and they're like, they're really hard workers. You always see them like construction sites. Like they're putting in hours. Like so, like even their like positive associations.
I feel like these parents all have their old beliefs. Like my parents, they for the longest time until I came out to them, they were like how they would refer to gay people was they would call them in Spanish. There's a word for waiters called meseros, and so whenever they wanted to refer Sometimes I would have friends who would have the stereotypical gay lisp, like the gay voice, and my parents would like try to refer to them as people. And in my life, they'd be like, "Oh, that waiter," and then they go like this, "The waiter, the waiter, how's he doing?" And other very bad conceptions of things.
That's funny.
So it's like no, it's not also race. Like my parents are like they're. And they can hear this too. They know this. They were flipped in the head for a long time about like conceptions of like what identity meant to a lot of people.
I was saying that for Marcelo too, because like I for the longest time I was like, oh, is he gay? Did I hear him right? Because like to me he didn't fit my like stereotypical conception of like gay person. So like I remember I had multiple conversations with like classmates about like, did he really say
with
man?
Other classmates?
Yeah, with Annie and
you told me about
yeah,
this.
it's like. Did you really say man? Did you say guy? Did you say boyfriend?
Yeah, I do think it's like ultimately a little unpredictable, like how that conversation will go. Like when you do bring it up, though, like, oh, hey, mom, dad, I'm gay, or like, oh, I brought this like girl up and see you don't particularly like. It's like I think at least my parents love me, and like. It's
At
like,
least my parents.
it's hard to say. I guess I don't want to like say anything prematurely. Mom, dad, I love you. Grandma, grandpa, I love you. Whatever, like
Same.
unconditionally, blah blah blah. I don't know, whatever like thing they say now. Okay, whatever the case. Let's shift gears a little bit. Do you guys think you guys need a relationship to be happy?
This was the question.
That's hard. Because I don't know how much of that is my own personal feelings and like a societal belief that like in order to have your fairy tale ending, you end up with the man in the house and the children in the life, and you're a productive member of society and you have a 9 to 5, right? And like I don't know how much of that is just like a deep integration of like the people around me, what they believe, and like just
I can
culture.
kind of agree.
Yeah.
Like before, because I got a boyfriend like not until my second year of college, and then like before that, I was just like very like self like conscious about like, oh, am I just like not lovable, or am I just like a very like not like attractive person, or just like a lot of things come into play, and then like up until like I had my next my boyfriend, and then it was just like I don't know, it felt a little more validated on my end. It's just like, oh, I know like some of the qualities that I'm like good at, and maybe some that I'm not good at. So I feel like that is dating is part of like a self-discovery process. But like after that, I kind of just like I guess feel more confident. But it's not like I need to have a relationship to be happy, because like what I realized eventually is that there would be a lot of factors that make you like a dateable or not dateable person. Like maybe people just thought that you're too academic focused, or maybe they thought you don't want a relationship. It's like there are a lot of reasons. So I feel like that used to be the reason why I was not confident before I got my first boyfriend, and then afterwards like I feel like I can like try to be happy on my own. I mean I am happy right now, so yeah, that was just me.
I think like I don't need a relationship to be happy, but I think a relationship would always necessarily improve my quality of life.
I'm totally with you there. Yeah.
I think I draw from like this study about the life expectations for like old people, and they found that the people who were married had significantly longer lifespans, and then once their partner died, they died really soon afterwards. I don't know. I could be pulling that out of like nowhere, but I think I remember seeing something like that.
It's
I mean,
so sad when like old people couples and one of them dies and then one has to go sit at the restaurant by themselves. Those make me so sad.
Yeah. So I think there's something to be said about the quality of life always being better. Although like again, if we go back to my equation of like a relationship being like a physical component and a friend emotional component, I think that those can be achieved through other means. So I think that if you're viewing a relationship as how I view it with those two aspects, they can be achieved without a relationship.
I think the thing is about relationships that are really nice is that you just know that you'll be a priority for a person in the same way that you may not be able to be for friends, because like eventually your friends will enter relationships of their own, and then their partner will become their first priority, right? In the same, and like that's like the best part about having a relationship, right? That may not be guaranteed, but you can find that community. I'm sure there's like groups of single people out there that are willing to be like that family unit in the same way partner. Like
that was why when Marcella was gonna date our other friend, I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be friends and a couple, and then I'm gonna be all alone on the outside.
Oh my gosh. I've been a couple third wheel.
You're right. I was like, I don't want that to happen.
And then I'm just like,
My friend always brings me when she's on a date with her boyfriend. I don't know why.
that's crazy. I think they're trying to invite you to be their third. That's crazy. That's
Was he dating for both of you?
No.
Oh.
Paul went on a double date with one couple and then one guy and then one girl, but they weren't dating. Like he and the other girl that were invited weren't dating.
Oh god. I swear to God if they see this. Anyways.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hear you out.
You were editing it. You can cut that.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I probably won't. But whatever the case, right? It's like, well, this is a little off topic, but the dynamic was really weird. Because like, they were like cuddling and smooching and canoodling, right? And I was, and like, we were just like, so what's your name? Like,
what's your favorite color?
Yeah, I know, for real. And
That's so awkward.
I think like one of them gave, like the couple, like the guy gave like his girlfriend like a leaf or something.
A leaf?
And she was like, oh my god, thank you so much. And I was like, do you want like a leaf too?
Paul making his move.
No, that's cute though. Yeah, that is cute. I would like.
She did not want the leaf.
I would have wanted a leaf.
No. I'm just like, no, well, I don't. Well, I think it just like petered out. Like it was a
like
joke.
she didn't pass.
Yeah, sounds like she wasn't compatible because she didn't want to leave. No.
Yeah, she was. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about this since like everybody's like friends. So.
Is the couple still together?
Yeah, they're really cool actually. They're really chill.
Wait, Paul. Okay, going off of Pato's comment, can we transition to this question? I feel like it's really interesting. I'm talking about it. I can't find it anymore. But it was about the confidence and dating apps.
How did dating apps affect your guys' self-perception?
Yeah, because I feel like what you said about like once you got a boyfriend, but like if a girl goes on a dating app, their confidence go fucking skyrocket. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It'd be like 50,000 matches.
But I don't believe that's like accurate. Like, you know, you go on Tinder and it's like 99 plus. Like, you got 300 new likes today. You're like,
no,
bro,
it's
that's
accurate because if you make a guy profile, like you'll see.
No, I was catfishing people on Tinder.
Not this again.
As a girl?
Yeah.
Did you like AI yourself to a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
What? You
And what'd you find?
Number one, it's hella easy. Number two, I don't really want to be connected with the men on Tinder. But like
all these openers.
I think they're real people. Since we were messaging people, like there was a guy in front of like a huge table, right? And we were like short king, and like I don't know, everybody messaged back.
No,
Like those are real people. I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, like the response rate is crazy high. Like you could like if you guys know Love Live Serve, I did something with like a non-conventionally attractive like obese black woman, right? Like not your traditional like beauty standard. And like the guys were still like, you know, like she was like being mean to them, like she was like, oh, like I think you're like ugly.
Isn't
or
there
whatever.
somebody?
And the guys, like,
Aren't there
responded to
people
that.
out there that like are mean and like get paid for it? Like, isn't that like a thing?
Like a kink?
that's
like
sexually.
dominatrixes.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, like
Well, that's
Like, don't some people like
That's like a
actually find that like
different
sexually
thing.
off topic,
gratifying?
but I really feel like your I don't know. I feel like for your guys' dating app experiences, but I feel like my confidence would be incredibly bolstered, and I feel like that applies to like Grindr too, because I feel like it's pretty easy to like.
It's not.
It's pretty easy to get a match on Grindr. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I was like for those of you who don't know how Grindr works, it's like imagine if Tinder just like revealed every profile in your area and you just had them all available to you in a grid and could just reach out to anybody. So in theory, like it sounds super cool. Honestly, if Tinder was like that and you could just like go, oh, I like this person's profile, and you look into it and they like this same TV shows, boom, you can send a message to them. But yeah, no, Grindr is like the worst. It like just completely it makes sure like it's like comparatively easy to find some connection. Debatable what connection means there. But like in the end it's just a bunch of like shirtless torsos, and it's like half the guys have like these freaking 15 packs, and it's like it's so unattractive.
Okay, but like, how does that affect your confidence when when like all these 15 packs are like liking your profile?
Oh well, Grindr doesn't work in the you get likes, like you just reach out to someone.
Yeah, but
there are taps, but it's not conventional.
Okay, but like, how does it feel when like?
Does it make you like insecure when you look at all those like ideal bodies?
Yeah, of course.
Are they like real?
Yeah.
I mean, the same way that your profile was real,
I'm
maybe.
I'm sure there are fake profiles.
Okay.
But I would say like I would be surprised if like someone told me the majority of profiles on Grindr were fake. I would say the majority are real, and like
I gotta go hit the gym.
I know, dude, it's like a really feels bad scenario. Yeah.
Well, okay, here's my take. My take is like every time I go on dating apps, I either get no matches or the matches I get are like people that I do not vibe with. Like in the Venn diagram of people that I like and people who like me, they don't like.
They don't intersect.
Yeah, they don't intersect, right? And I feel like because of that, like I feel like my self-confidence gets lower because like I get like 3 matches like over the course of like 3-4 weeks, and those 3-4 matches are like not people that I would like.
Well, that's because we need to update your profile.
No, why do you like them?
What?
No, why do you like them?
Okay, so
have you seen him swipe on Tinder? He just goes like this.
Oh my god! Can we do like a what's it called?
next
Dating
quarter,
app profile?
next quarter.
Yeah,
next quarter. Yeah, but anyways,
That's soon. The next quarter is soon.
Oh fuck! Don't remind me.
So I feel like my dating app experience has just been like, it's definitely lowered my self confidence. Where like I'm like, oh, like should I like lower my standards? Like, are people that I like unattainable for me. At Willa, who ghosted me after one message.
Willa. You already forgot her name. It's Wilma.
Oh.
He said
Oh my
Willa.
Wait, no, Willa.
He's trying to censor us.
Oh my god, can we? Do we?
Willa's,
have to, do we
Willa's a
have to
different
bleep
girl.
that out?
Like names.
Someone you guys know?
Willa. Well, it's technically not her
Wilma?
name.
Wilma? Is this someone
Oh, you know,
The girl that I said the pickle line to. You remember when Chris told me the pickle line?
you guys know? Yeah.
you
That
know,
was that girl.
I Wilma's co-fam head Cicely. I talked to her and I briefly mentioned it, and she went, I think I know about this guy. Wilma tells me everything. Hold on. And she started scrolling through her phone. She was like, no, I bet I can find this guy. What was he like? What was his name? Oh, he said a line about pickle. Oh, I was like, oh, I know they talk about you
I
like
wanna
that.
die.
Oh, I know.
wanna die.
No,
I wanna
you-
die.
I know.
Reputation. You have a reputation. That's
It was
really
a good line. She didn't respond.
You can cut that ball, but I think she probably said that in the group chat. I think sometime. I definitely think she was like, guys, look, you won't believe what this guy
You know what?
said.
Even any press is good press.
Exactly. No, because she remembers you.
I just wanna negative shout out to Chris Vatour. Chris Vatour gave me the line to use. Did not work. So negative shout out to Chris Vatour.
So don't bleep out Chris Vatour.
Yeah. leave that in. VATTHUER. Yeah, I'll spell it.
It's fine. I just need to like be able to read it.
That here. Okay.
That here? What?
Yeah. VATTHUER. But yes. So, anyways, let's wrap it up, Paul.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess. Wait. Do you want me to answer the question?
No, like wrap it up. Like it's been an hour.
Okay. Congratulations. You reached the end of the podcast.
What?
Alright.
Oh, yeah, this is our
Time
final
flies.
episode.
Thank you,
Yup.
Marcella, for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening in.
Yes, and next quarter we're gonna do exclusive dating. The whole podcast is just gonna be about dating. Make sure to join us for that.
Yeah, Project Lee. You're in Project Lee.
I think we have enough content for that.
we just scratched
Okay,
the surface.
I'm gonna get on Tinder and get into a relationship, and then join next quarter for the dating podcast, and I'll have a story.
I also want Marcelo to be a permanent guest. Like he's gonna be our permanent.
Our token non-Asian for cultivation.
Our
is
token
crazy.
non-Asian, our token gay. These are token everything.
Our token explicitly gay. Since I think we've established that a lot of us are not 100% straight at the table.
But anyways, join us next quarter where we do a Ethan Hinge revamp once I get my current.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No, wait. Every
my
episode.
God.
On
wait,
camera.
every
Something
episode
there.
somebody gets a revamp.
Alright, we'll plan we'll plan it out. But anyways, bye.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Alright.
Wait, who wants to be a project lead next quarter?